This creamy beer cheese dip not only tastes amazing, there's no roux, no processed cheese, and no effort. Well, you gotta use one appliance. This is one of my quickest and easiest recipes. Let's make it. All right, to start, you're gonna need a blender. A high-speed blender is gonna work the best. Through testing, I found that a food processor does work, but a blender just does it better. Now, you're gonna need 4 cups of cheese, and don't worry, I'll be sharing the recipe up here so you can follow along. For this recipe, you can use pre-shredded cheese. I don't always recommend that, but it works in this one. Now, I like to shred my own because I like a combo of different things. My favorite would be 2 cups of extra sharp cheddar and then 2 cups of Gouda. Today I've got a smoked Gouda because I think that's gonna taste really, really good. Really, really Gouda. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. So we're gonna go ahead and just dump the cheese in the blender. All right, next you're gonna need 4 ounces, which is a half block of cream cheese. Now, cream cheese doesn't have to be room temperature, but it does help if you've had it sitting out for just a little bit. Next, I'm gonna add 2 garlic cloves. We'll just throw them in whole. I'm gonna start adding some of my seasonings. So I like a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Next, I'm gonna do a tablespoon of Dijon. Not only does this add flavor, it actually helps the cheese emulsify a little better. Now, if you want to go ahead and add your favorite barbecue rub, go ahead. I like to add about a tablespoon of my Sedona Sand, which is the Southwest blend. Then, of course, beer. And I've got half a glass here because almost half of it's going to go inside the blender too. So we need 2/3 of a cup of beer, and you just pour that right into the blender. And the biggest question I get is, what type of beer should I be using for this recipe? I recommend either a lighter beer, a fruitier beer, a red ale, or a brown ale. Those are some of my favorites. You might have to experiment, which means you might have to make a few versions, which means you might have to eat a lot of smoked cheese dip. That's not a problem. All right, last ingredient is gonna be hot sauce. So I'm gonna be using a half cup of hot sauce. I'm almost out. My kids really do put this on everything. Now, you don't have to use hot sauce, but you do need a half cup of liquid. I like hot sauce because I feel that the vinegar really seasons everything in here very deeply. It just works, and it's really not that spicy. It's just a half cup for this entire batch. All right, this beer's for me, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let's blend it. Okay, now before I turn it on, I just want to say it does take a little bit of time to get it completely smooth. It could be a few minutes, so just be patient. Have a spatula nearby if you need to scrape down the sides. If it's not quite thick enough, you can always sacrifice a little bit more beer to thin it out, but trust me, this process works. All right, let's give it a go. Yeah, I told you, you gotta trust me. All right, let's check it. Ooh, I've got a standby chip for taste testing. Highly recommend. That's looking good. Oh, that's perfect. Well, folks, we're done here today. Just kidding. We're gonna smoke it too. All right, to do that, I'm gonna use a 10-inch cast iron skillet. You can use a foil pan if you want to. Now, for those of you that don't have a smoker, you can stop right here. It's pretty freaking tasty. But for those of us that do barbecue, we gotta smoke everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in the skillet. This is a 10-inch skillet, just for size reference there. Now, you might notice that the queso's pretty thin, and that's okay because it's gonna thicken up on the smoker. So I've got mine preheated at 225 right now. I'm gonna smoke mine for about 30 to 45 minutes, and I'll kind of stir it around once or twice and taste test it. But enough talking, I gotta go smoke this dip. All right, it's heated up. We're gonna just set this in here. I'll come back in like 30 minutes, maybe stir it a little bit. Whoop. All right, it's been 30 minutes. Woo, looking good. You can see that there's some smoke color on the outside here. And what you'll notice is that the cheese doesn't separate and get like kind of a nasty, greasy like edge from all the fat separating. So you can see as I stir this, that it definitely got some smoke color on the top. So that's what's important. It's been 30 minutes at 225. I'm gonna go ahead and give this maybe another 15, 20 minutes. We'll come back and check on it, and then we'll be ready. Whoop. All right, ooh, that's looking good. More smoke layer right there. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in, and we can go eat. All right, brought it inside. This beer queso smells so good. Now it's important to know that it does smell like beer because the beer hasn't really been cooked out. So just be aware of that if you're serving it to guests. Now I like to top it with some greens just to add a little bit of texture, nothing crazy. I'm gonna add some green onions in here, and maybe a few slices of some jalapenos. I like to add that in there as well, just give it a nice little extra kick. Let's get some of these toppings. Oh, it was perfect. You can serve it with tortilla chips, you can make some nachos with it, or you can do what I have and just have a few different things that you want to dip in here, like some kielbasa, which of course I know is gonna be really, really good. Let's get a pretzel in there. Only thing that's gonna make it better is a cold beer. Or I guess room temp for me, but I'll take it. The beer cheese dip lasts for days in the fridge too, which is great. So if you want to make it ahead of time, maybe do a double batch, keep some at home, bring some to a party, throw it in the smoker. It's a great plan. If you try this recipe, let me know what you think in the comments below. And we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.